Hello everyone. In this video, I want to show you how we can use Llama Index to fetch files, fetch data from MinIO. So MinIO is very popular. It's a cloud native data storage service. It's if you're familiar with AWS, it's almost exactly like AWS S3. Okay, it uses buckets. It allows you to store any kind of file, basically an object, file. So it could be media. Um, in this case, I have documents that I'm going to be demonstrating. So we're going to be creating a RAG pipeline utilizing Llama, some of the custom abstractions that Llama Index has available. And I just want to show you what that looks like here. So this object store server, this MinIO server is running on an instance. It's running on an instance in Google Cloud. So let me show you what that looks like right here. All right, so that's over here. And what I have done here is Llama Index has a large variety of what's known as readers. So these readers interface with different types of data sources. In this case, this reader can interface with MinIO data sources, okay, these S3 buckets. So what I am doing here is I've created a small uh, it's a small implementation of a RAG. So it utilizes one of Llama Index's core custom abstraction. So Llama Index allows you to customize the LLM you can use inside of your RAG application, and this is what it looks like. It's the custom LLM, and when you get that, it allows you to define the LLM call that the the retrieval. So once you make a query and that query sends back some data, it gets sent here. Okay, it gets sent here inside of this complete function, and that will become the message for the LLM. So what happens is, actually, we just need to go down here. So all this is your data, and let me just also say that the data that's in S3 right now is going to be these files here. So today's 420. So I have so I have some. This is from another demo, but I have some documents for the occasion. Okay, let's put it that way. And so those are the same ones in S3. Okay, or MinIO. So what happens here is you can talk to your data. Okay, so you can ask questions like, okay, so this is like for let me see here. I have a better example. Data. Okay, there it is. So these are the ones that are actually inside of S3. All right. So if I want to ask about these praline cookies, you know, I can just ask a very simple query, and what'll happen is that request, that input is going to go fetch the data inside of a database. It's a special type of database. It's called a vector database. All right, and it uses these um, mathematical notation to store the data inside of it. But it and that's how it's able to retrieve so fast. But the point is that data is fetched from that vector database and then return. So it'll return just a it's called a semantic search. So it's basically looking for like similar text based on the input that it received. So it'll pull that out and it'll send it back to this LLM as as a as the prompt. Now, so that's what we're doing right here. Okay. So, but we're going to be fetching this information from, in this case, that S3 bucket. So the S3 reader, let's go back over here. So the MinIO reader, when we look inside the documentation, if I can find this, probably over here. So here is the MinIO file, excuse me, the MinIO reader syntax here. It accepts a bucket name and access key. So that's it's basically a public and private key, and the endpoint. So that's that's the IP address that the server is running on. So this is how you actually implement that. All right. And so what I have here is just a simple, well, it's using the Llama Index custom LLM implementation. So you can use whatever LLM you want with this. I'm using this OpenAI for simplicity, but you can use whatever you want. Okay, but this is how you do it. You need to put it in here. All right, and what I'm doing here is I am setting the MinIO reader to fetch the documents. That's what this is right here. It's fetching these documents. It's putting it inside of a vector, or it's embedding those documents, basically preparing them to put inside of a vector database. And then I get an object called MinIO Index. And with this MinIO Index, I can turn that into a query engine. And then I can start asking asking the data source questions. Okay, so let's kind of see what this looks like right now. Okay, so let me just let me clear the screen here. So we just want to run this program. So it may take a little long, take a second or two to actually fire up. There's actually a lot of imports in here. But when we finish, and I think I also want to, okay, there we go. So you see it's printing all those files here. So I have this, it's like a verbose mode here. Okay. So we're getting all this input, which is all the files that are inside of that S3 bucket. So we go back over here, or rather, so Python bytes to string, how to use JSON web tokens, how to use JSON web tokens. How to use JSON web tokens. There you go. So all those are files in there. So we should be getting that prompt here in a second. Should ask us enter your query. So we should be getting that in a second. So right now it's it's embedding all those inside of the vector database, and I probably should have took some of them out, but this is a little demo here. So let's slide that on up. So we should be getting that very soon. So pralines.txt. All right, so now we got the query. So it's embedded all those documents inside of the vector database. It's not going to need to do that again. This is initial. So what I want to know. All right. So again, these are the documents inside, but I don't have the documents related to web tokens in there. So let me just ask it a question related to how to convert it. How do I convert a string to bytes? Let me just see. How do I convert a string to bytes? Give me the answer in Spanish. Let's see if it could actually do that. All right, gives us a little output. Oh, okay, got us real quick. Para convertir una cadena a bytes in Python, puedes utilizar el método encode. So that was inside of the document. So once it has it embedded, it can get you the information really fast. So Laura, let me just ask another question. Give me the name of all recipes in available. Give me the name of all recipes available. All right, that was quick. Blissful macadamia dream cookies, marijuana praline cookie. So yeah, so that those are the name here. Blissful uh praline. Okay. And let me see. So let me ask you another question. Which of the ingredients, well, which of the cookies, which of the recipes has the most ingredients? And then let me know the name, and then let me know the name. Okay, so the recipe for blissful macadamia dream cookies has the most ingredients. The name is the recipe is blissful macadamia nut dream cookies. Okay. Now, also, this is also affected by the number of context windows, and the number of output as well. So the tokens here window is kind of small. The context window in is large, but the output is small. So I probably could have changed that. So let us try this one more time here. Well, so we can add files to this as well. So let me try to do that, and we can probably wrap this up. Um, all right. I'll just ask you what is the latest LLM news. Let me see if it could actually give me the latest LLM news. Okay, so what I need to do actually here, I need to basically have a, so I need to just change this function. So where I am basically calling this load data function each time. So that's the only thing, right? As a matter of fact, let me go ahead. Well, it'll cause the application to have to spin up or take a little while again. But hey, that's what I wanted to show you here. So this RAG allows you to fetch these facts from your data source, and you can present them in any information once you have it based on the because of the LLM. It can just generate a response for you. And so actually it would have fetched the information, like I said, that was Brett just now inputted. If I would have only just basically move this function inside of here, so that basically every time we get a new question, it'll call this loader. So hey, that's the only thing, but it's going to work. So hey, that's what I wanted to show you today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll have a larger application that I'm working on implementing all of this. So I just wanted to kind of brain dump it since I had it on my mind. And hey, I thank you for your viewership, and I look forward to the next one. Have a great rest of your day.